Bless you, bless you. Okay. This, of course, is the second class of the Dreaming Kingdom Dreams. And of course, you had a homework assignment. So if you can, please pull out your homework assignment. What are the three B's? Be transparent. Be on time. Come on now, the third one is the biggie. Be open. Because what we have here is, first of all, what did you all get out of when you were filling this out? What did you get out of it? It made you think about the whole you, not just what you're doing today. Is that true? Taking inventory. See, she comes up with all the goodies. She comes up with all the goodies statements. Yeah. You know I love that. You know I love that hamster thing. Yeah. That hamster's So this had you take inventory of your life. And sometimes when we take inventory of our lives, we think about the stuff that we didn't do that we should have. Isn't that true? And so this is teaching us and telling us it's not about what you haven't done, because God's not worried about that. He throws yesterday into the sea of what? Forgetfulness. So he puts that stuff away. And so then he tells you to come on, okay, now let's work from today on. Okay. Did anybody here get the Discover Your Life's Purpose? I know I emailed a bunch of folks. Who does not have it? Beautiful. Last week when we started, we had a homework assignment. And the homework assignment was discovering your life's purpose. Anybody else? Okay. So you all's homework assignment is going to be to fill that out and bring it next week. So you're probably going to end up having 2 assignments. So everybody else got it? Okay. So this allowed you to take inventory of your life. And what did you discover when you did this? So what did you find that you liked doing?
It's 3 different businesses that I'm in that I like doing, and I like one better than the other because I got burned out on one, but I love all 3.
Hold on. I'm trying to get this. You're burned out on one,
Yes.
but you love all 3. So if you started that one again,
I would be okay.
how'd you get burned out?
Okay, I'm a designer, and I design clothes and goals and trunks and all of that.
And you got burned out on
And
that.
I got burned out because I did this. I raised my kids in school and college doing my sewing. And so I would do it all by myself. And then as I started aging, I got tired of doing it. And the people it was,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. What else? What did you get out of it? Now I will get volunteers. So I just want to let you know that, you all haven't had me teach before, so yes.
It resurrected some things that I used to really love doing that I noticed that I haven't been doing as much.
You got away from it.
Yes, exactly.
Such as.
Well, just witness, just soul winning, just, you know, I used to really evangelist, just love it wherever I'm at. It's like, Lord, I'm available to be a witness. And not that I don't witness, but not as much. It wasn't like my focus, the wake up, just desiring to be a witness. So,
Gotcha. Okay. What else? Do you all have these sheets here? Did you get the emails? So what else?
As I was going through, I found it more difficult to do it than I initially, first looked at it, like, oh, it wasn't so easy. For example, what you naturally do well feels a little uncomfortable, kind of like you're bragging on yourself. A little bit like, what do I naturally do well? You're hesitant to put something down because it feels like, yeah, I know I do that.
You're not the first person that said that, okay? Some folks had no problem. Some folks, and some folks was like, well, I don't know. But this isn't an exercise of bragging, it's an exercise of revealing. Because what happened is, it's kind of like a Ferrari being ashamed of going fast. Do you understand? If God created you to be a Ferrari, He created you to move. And so this is just taking inventory of who you are. And so that's part of the transparent part. You know, you gotta be able to say, you know what, this is who I am, this is what I'm working with. Because God knows who you are, but the biggest question is, do you know who you are? And a lot of times we're filling out these things and we don't have answers. Because some of the answers that you all gave me weren't really answers. I love witnessing, which is a great answer. But let's get a little bit deeper. How are you supposed to witness? Because in what situation, what circumstances? So understanding your kingdom purpose is really being transparent. That's the reason why we filled out the survey. And so it's hard, sometimes it's really hard looking at ourselves, isn't it? I don't know about you, but I have one day, you know how you get up and you go and you take a shower and you look in the mirror and you try to groom yourself and get ready, you know. One day I got up and I looked in the mirror and the funniest thing, I looked in the mirror and it was like God was looking at me through my eyes. And the first thing that came out is, you are more than what you become. And it wasn't in a condemnation sense. You know what I'm saying? It is a take toll of your life. I created you to be more, and it's time for you to do what you're supposed to do. Now, you might have heard that from Lion King also, right? So they got it from God, and God gave it to me, okay? So just like Apostle, God works with me through movies and through sports and all that kind of stuff, right? So, but the thing about it is that was the beginning of the changes in my life. Now, my sister mentioned a second ago, if some of you all weren't here, is that, God has given her some, she's an artist, and God has given her streams and dreams, and one of those streams she burned out on. Well, God gives you more than just the stream. He gives you a plan. See, having a dream without a plan is like having paper and no pen. So he gives you tools in order to use whatever it is. Now, with my company, the one that got my Kingdom Vision, the one that God gave me, I learned years ago that you run a business like $1 million business. Okay? And so what I do, for those of you all who don't know, is God gave me the vision for my company. In '02, God gave me the prophetic word. In '06, God gave me a Kingdom Dreams class. Taught it in '06, but I was working at a company. Then in '07, he gave me my vision for the business he wanted me to have. And it was as clear as, have you ever thought about like something you did as a teenager, as a child, and you know, you kind of replay it in your mind, you look at that whole situation? He gave me the vision as clear as me looking at that. This is what I want you to do. So I'm looking at what he's wanting me to do. But of course, I was stubborn. Anybody else? Okay, I'm not just in my own cookie jar. Amen. So he gave me, so I was stubborn because I was making pretty good money, you know, going on cruises, you know, chilling, you know, I'm like Robin Leach out there. Not that much money. But anyway, the guy was like, that time when I first started that job, he told me it was training ground. That season was over for me. So how many times you know that when you're uncomfortable, it's because the season is over for where you are. If it don't fit, don't
Force it.
There you go. Now that's from a song too, so you know I'm plagiarizing. Thank you. But the bottom line is that God is doing something new in you, and you're trying to stay with the old wineskin. So why in the world are you trying to stick with the old when He's trying to give you something new?
Right, right.
Amen. And so God moved me out of that. And so when I left, you know, because I could of course stayed, but I'm like, God, you know, I need a job. You know, because you know we always been taught, we black people, right?
Right.
We always been
Work,
taught you
work,
don't need
work.
one job unless what?
You got another one.
See? I ain't the only one black one in here.